Sodom and Gomorrah, found in Genesis 19, recounts the divine judgment upon two cities known for their extreme wickedness and immorality. God, having heard the outcry against these cities, sends two angels to Sodom to investigate.
Oh my God.
I did my deep dive into Sodom and Gomorrah and watched a couple longer videos, but obviously didn't want to play y'all a 30-minute, 40-minute, 20-minute clip on here and go through everything with Sodom and Gomorrah. But I did find this interesting. I did find this very interesting. Let me see. All right, so we have it right here. We have it right here. Is it already on the screen? Listen to this, and then I'll tell y'all what I found interesting, because this is just a minute clip, or somewhere around a minute. Y'all tell me y'all thoughts as far as based on what you've heard the story to be.
The story of Sodom and Gomorrah, found in Genesis 19, recounts the divine judgment upon two cities known for their extreme wickedness and immorality. God, having heard the outcry against these cities, sends two angels to Sodom to investigate. The angels are welcomed by Lot, Abraham's nephew, who lives in Sodom. However, the men of the city, driven by their depravity, surround Lot's house and demand that the visitors be handed over to them. The angels strike the men with blindness and warn Lot to flee with his family, for God is about to destroy the cities. As Lot and his family escape, fire and brimstone rain down from heaven, obliterating Sodom and Gomorrah. Lot's wife, disobeying the angel's command not to look back, turns to see the destruction and is turned into a pillar of salt. The story of Sodom and Gomorrah serves as a powerful example of divine judgment against sin and a reminder of the importance of righteousness. The story of...
All right, so Urs is funny. All right, so this is the question that I have. The 20, 30, 40-minute clips that I was watching, they tell a little bit of a different story. And these 60-second clips, and I watched a few of them actually, the shorts, and even watched a cartoon version of the story Sodom and Gomorrah, which I can understand the cartoon version is probably for kids. So, well, actually, let me ask this question. They took out the part where the men came to the house, not just asking for the angels that were men, but they wanted to have sex. The men in the town requested that Lot, I believe his name's Lot, give up the angels so that they can have sex with them. So I didn't know that this was the story that is used to condemn homosexuality, that this is what a lot of conservatives or conservative biblical folk, they use this story to say that, hey, this is God showing that homosexuality is bad. So I just found it interesting that as I'm watching these shorts, they don't include the thing that is, how can I say it? They left out that aspect of it, which is probably related to the most as far as with the whole woke ideology, LGBTQ thing. So that's neither here nor there. And what I said as far as with the cartoon that was about 4 minutes long, it didn't include it in that either. So yes, hence the term sodomy. Oh, okay. It all makes sense. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yes. See. Women are so logical. Thank you, my. So the thing with the cartoon that I was watching that was explaining the story, I found it interesting that they didn't put that in there because I guess they did not want kids to, I guess they thought it was inappropriate to be discussing, you know, this group, or maybe the inappropriate sex to be discussing sex in general. But then when we think to the white woke ideologies, as I'm watching this, they got little books and they got books in schools showing little boys having sexual relations with little boys. So I'm just wondering, like, why is it kept out of certain things, kept in certain things? So that was just kind of my thinking as far as watching the shorts. But even, and Bez just wrote, hold on. Bez wrote, God, a madman for real. I mean, What do y'all think about that? And I've had this conversation with Bez before as far as God coming into the city of Sodom and Gomorrah. God came in and wreaked havoc, right? Because people were living unrighteously. There was a whole lot of is this what would relate to now with the pornography, the casual sex, the killings, the evil? I'm just, from your interpretation as far as what was going on in the city, how do you guys see that as what's being pushed right now? So for all the people that are Christians, but then vote Democrat, I'm just asking it because I have to ask it, because the conservatives are more aligned with conservative values. So for the Democrats, the people that call themselves Christians, when you think about the things that are encouraged by Democrats, even as far as I saw this Selena, I actually put up a Selena, I think we showed it on the show, where Selena, the singer, was talking about abortion, and she was saying, I don't believe in it. She had more conservative values. Cool. When you have the Democrat, and she was saying that instead of the school systems teaching kids to use condoms, why don't they teach them, the kids, to not have sex until a certain age, that you shouldn't have sex at a wedlock, all these. This is just what Selena was saying. That's just what Selena was saying. I'm just telling y'all what she was saying. When it comes to the biblical values that a lot of Christians say that they live by, how do you then go and support Democratic politicians that are pushing us to have more and more casual sex, us to not feel that, we need to get married, it's not valued that much, us pushing, them pushing homosexuality, transgenderism, all these different things? I'm just asking. I'm not a Christian, so I'm just asking the Christians. Let me catch up with the comments. Let me get this off. All right. Maya wrote, I think now it's because people feel it should be left up to interpretation. So they think that what was said should be left to interpretation. So, and I think that you're right. I just think that it's a very convenient way of going about things. So, and I didn't actually read it, so I should actually read it. I got to go to the Bible to see what it actually says, literally. Because if it says, does it say in the Bible literally that the angels are men and that the people in town came to have sex with those men? Like, does it say that literally? And even if it does say that literally, to the point that you also may be making, Maya, that's a question that I had. Well, just because a group of men in a town, I'm just being totally honest with y'all, just because a group of men in town who were deemed to be evil and all these other things wanted to have sex with two male angels, that doesn't necessarily condemn all homosexuality. It's just talking about that particular situation. Because if the women, matter of fact, and then Lot actually turned over and said, hey, instead of taking the angels, you can have my daughters. They haven't had sex with any men, you could have them. So if it was women, it would still be an evil story. If the angels were women, it would still be an evil story. From my understanding, I don't know. Like I said, I'm just learning about this story. It is based on interpretation, because I didn't hear anything say that homosexuality is bad. I just heard them talking about this specific situation, just being totally honest. And if the Bible is supposed to say homosexuality is bad, this is what sometimes just say what it is. If that's what you feel, say what it is. So things are not left up to interpretation. Urs wrote, remember, God destroyed 2 cities, not the world. All right, elaborate on that, Urs. Elaborate on it. What you trying to get at? Antonice wrote, well, when you say God destroyed 2 cities, well, you're not talking about the flood. You're talking about just those two cities. But God also, and from my understanding, wasn't Sodom and Gomorrah, like, based on what I was learning, I'm not sure, maybe this was Revelations, maybe this was Sodom and Gomorrah. Actually, I think I'm a little off as far as my recollection. But God also decided to flood the planet, right? But what I was getting ready to say is I'm not sure if it was because I was reading Revelations and the story of Sodom and Gomorrah at the same time. I was doing research on both, so I'm not sure which one I was hearing, but they were saying that in one of them, that the story that they were discussing, they're not sure if it's something that happened in the past, something that's getting ready to, or it happened now, or something that's happening in the future. So I wasn't sure if that was this story or if that was something in Revelation. So I may be off. So that's why I kind of hesitated a little bit. Let's keep going. Anthony's wrote, Christian who realized all. Christian who realized all what you are saying this year and voted the other way. I realized I was raised conservative and blindly voting. And Anthony's, I'm glad that you said that, because I think that's what a lot of Democrats, especially if you grow up black. If you grow up black, you vote Democrat, right? That's just Joe Biden. You ain't black if you ain't vote for me. Lyndon B. Johnson, we'll have those Negroes, and he didn't say Negroes, voting for us for the next 100 years. That's what he allegedly said, right? And speaking of LBJ, all right, so I can't even front. I got a little nervous on Wednesday. Getting ready to play. Well, I played this LBJ video where this audio just came out regarding JFK, and I got right off of it because I was like, I felt kind of weird sharing this, and I also felt weird because even after I Googled it, it wasn't like a big story, and neither here nor there. But that was just a little something about LBJ. Let me keep going with the comments. Ernst wrote, "No, God sent 2 men to find 10 decent people to spare the cities, and they failed." No, Ernst, I'm talking about, I know what you're talking about, where initially God sent him, it was 50 people, but then he kept bargaining him down to 10 people to spare the cities, and they failed. I understand that, but I'm just going back to, I think what Bez's original comment was as far as like God being a madman, and you just mentioned that God destroyed 2 cities, not the world, but God has destroyed the world. Would you agree with that when he flooded the planet? Or do you see that as him not destroying the planet? I don't know. Earth wrote, or 2 angels, I should say. Wait, I may be back a little bit. Let me make sure let me try to catch up with the comments, because I know what happens. Like, I say stuff and then I'm reading stuff from 4 minutes ago. All right, having sex with angels, men or women, is crazy to me. Maya, you're an angel. Let's keep going. Antonice wrote, this is a good conversation, but I'm working and can't type all this. I work a call center job. Dang, I wish I could say more. All right, so we're gonna have to we're gonna figure it out. You saying what you can. I get it. So LinkedIn, a LinkedIn private user. We don't respect private. Now let me stop. All right, so a LinkedIn private user. Let's read this. No way could I ever call one person they or it or any of the other pronouns. Some are saying it's acceptable. Creating your own language to justify nonsense should be left out of our schools. I don't agree with everything the Republicans nor Democrats say, but pushing an agenda of any kind of sexuality on anyone should be illegal. Why are strangers, teachers, or anyone other than a parent or family member talking to anyone about sex and what happens behind closed doors? Shout out to the private users. Matter of fact, you need to unprivate yourself, say exactly who you are, stand on it, and keep and say exactly what you said proudly. I agree. Appreciate you sharing that. Urs wrote, yes. Maya wrote, bahaha. Urs wrote, no, you're right. He then told Noah to gather up all the animals because the wickedness had spread beyond saving. Exactly. So let me ask y'all this: that's a whole nother conversation. Oh shoot, hold on, man, hold up, man. I told my buddy. Um, Hold on, just finishing up our live show. We'll call you shortly. Shout out to my boy Adam Burkhold. If y'all need a personal injury attorney, make sure you holler at Adam Burkhold. His new offices are in Montclair, New Jersey, right next to the Whole Foods. So make sure, Adam's the guy. All right, let's get back to the show. He then told Noah to gather up all the animals because the wickedness had spread beyond saving. Noah had privilege. I don't know what type of privilege he had. He had some privilege. Anthony Stroh, okay, come on, LinkedIn private. Okay. Yeah, for real. Anthony Stroh. Uncle Brother wrote, there's an extensive history to the Bible itself. Emperor Constantine convened the Council of Nicaea to heavily edit and redact the Bible to use for his political aspirations and purpose. It's all Uncle Brother. It's all interpretation. That's a fact. That is a fact. But there's certain things that are not interpretation. There's certain things that we will interpret. If I guess you can interpret anything, but when somebody says, like, there are specific things in the Bible that say very specific things, but usually out of convenience, we say, oh, well, you got to interpret it this way. For example, when it says how you can beat a slave, how you can have a woman as a slave, or all these things, we'll say, oh, well, you got to interpret it differently because the times were differently. No, it was very specific what it said. When it said, as long as your slave doesn't die within 24 hours, then it's okay that you beat them. That's very specific, and maybe I'm just more Old Testament. But we can interpret anything. You could say thou shalt not kill, but people can interpret it however we want, but it's very clear in what it says. Ernst wrote, Uncle Brother facts. My bunch. It says specific things now. I think what Uncle Brother is saying. So you're saying that when it was originally written, so that's actually a good thing. Well, even when you go back to the Ethiopian Bible, even when you go back and you read the book of Enoch, which I believe at one of these councils, I'm not sure if it was the Council of Nicaea, but I believe at one of the councils, that's when certain books were pulled. It says certain things that are specific, but that word specific doesn't mean anything. Just look at the world that we're living in right now. When they always do those like Senate meetings and whatnot, or they ask a Democratic politician, what is a woman? We can't even specifically say what a woman is. So I agree with y'all 100%. It's all interpretation. However, that's just us deciding to interpret it in most cases, I would say. Like, we're interpreting it because we don't like what's being said literal. Like, you get what I'm saying? I hope that's making sense. I'm not sure if I'm expressing what I'm saying correctly. I'm agreeing with you guys. But I'm saying that even when it says specific things, we just will decide to interpret it. Let's see. Bez wrote, I thought God gave free will. How this Negro go get mad and flood the planet like he wants control. You know I ain't going to be against you on this one. And to the point of this is what I was talking about earlier, Urs, when it says with God, if God created all this and is responsible for all this, then I think this is what Bez is saying, just based on, him and I having previous conversations, something that I've asked plenty of times. If God gave us free will, then he's responsible for giving us free will, right? If God created all of us, then that means he's somewhat responsible for all of us, right? Just like a parent would feel responsible for a child while they're still children. And when you look at the difference between gods and like a God and us, we will always be a childlike figure. The difference is when you have a parent and a parent is supposed to be responsible for a child until they're an adult and closer to the maturity and responsibility level of an adult and a parent. So therefore, they take on less responsibility. But when it comes to God, like, we'll never be anywhere close to God, right? God's the ultimate standard, the ultimate all powerful, right? So what I think Bez is saying, what I've questioned a lot, is to say, how can you create all this, be responsible for all this, be in control of all this, give us free will? Why would you give us free will? You know that you knew they couldn't control that. You're the all-knowing, you know everything. And then when you decide that we're carrying out our free will in ways that you don't agree with, you just flood the planet, you just burn cities. You're the all-powerful. Why don't you just change our mindsets? Change how we think. Take away our free will. You gave it to us. Take it away if people can't handle it. But instead, you just going to destroy the whole planet? That sounds like you need some anger management. I'm being honest. That sounds very much like, I just came home from work. I'm pissed off. Life is treating me bad. And you hear about these situations where the dad comes in the household, he killed a whole family, and just because he's frustrated with life. Damn. You're going to flood the whole planet and just choose Noah? I'm just asking. Earth's wrote, Bible has been changed more times than Biden's diapers. That's a fact. Powerful and merciful. I thought we were merciful, right? Yeah. So LinkedIn private user. Oh, stand on it. Don't know why it came in as private. I'm Yvonne Jenkins. And what exactly is a they or it? I agree with you on that. No, I agree with you on that. We just had a conversation with that the other day. And to your point, let me ask you this while we're talking about it, Yvonne. When and what Yvonne is, I think everybody understands what Yvonne's talking about. People that are trans, they want people to refer to them as they or it, and pretty much change the dictionary. Like, we're going to change the English language because people want to be referred to as plural because they don't identify with what has already been established. But once again, let me remind y'all, that's not a mental condition. That's not a mental disorder or mental whatever, but being obese is, according to the doctor. So let's just keep going with that. And the question that I always ask is, are you doing them a disservice? Let me ask y'all a question. Let me ask you, Yvonne, because you brought it up twice, and I think it's a very important topic. If I have a child that I'm raising and they want me to call them they, them, they go to school, they're in the bubble of their school. They probably are growing up in the most progressive and woke times in American history, right? So they grow up in this bubble that's totally different than what we grew up in, where it's almost like encouraged. You got parents excited about raising their kids transgender, giving their kids estrogen and all this other stuff. You hear all these crazy stories, doing puberty blockers at such a young age, all of these things, right? So when you raise that kid who's in their bubble in school, which school obviously is not the real world, a college campus is not the real world. Then when they go out in the real world, are you doing a disservice by calling them they? And now their family members have adjusted the English language to appease this particular individual, but are you actually putting them in danger by saying this stuff? Because when the real world hits them, it's going to hit them in a way that they may not necessarily be properly prepared for. That would be my question. I'm not saying that I have an answer for it. I'm just saying, Yvonne, that's a question that I have. When we make adjustments, when we call that little kid in school that he identifies as a kitty cat, am I further like entertaining what may be a mental disorder? Or am I helping that kid? So let me keep going. Growing up in a Baptist household, my parents would have let us know real quick, correct pronunciation. They are creating holidays such as gay pride, hanging flags, and then talking about it in classrooms. Why is a gay man or woman talking to anyone, especially students, about sexuality? The drag queens, and definitely we always talk about that. Kids and or teenagers are very impressionable, so this teacher, in a sense, could be influencing our youth. 100% is influencing our youth. Had a teenager one day ask me if she was gay because she told another female she looked good in that outfit. This is the kind of insanity we are creating by talking about mature conversations anywhere other than the home. Yvonne, non-private Yvonne, let me call you non-private LinkedIn user, Yvonne Jenkins. Shout out to you. Let it be known exactly who she is and what she's standing on. All right, let's hold on. Did I? Hold on. God can't change how we think. He was teaching us consequence. Earth, why you say God can't change how we think? Did God create us? Man can change how you think. You think every black kid just wants to they put something in the sperm that when they have a black baby, they just want to be the next LeBron James or the next NFL superstar? Man changes how we think. What has this entire show been about? Reverse psychology. So how come man can change how we think, but God can't change how we think? And if he's teaching us consequence, isn't that to change the way that we think? That would be my question. Urs wrote, we are embodying God's power in our minds. We can become godly beings if we practice the 10 basic commandments. We have the power to change the universe. I agree. Right, that junk made me so mad. Do you mind if I make a reaction video to this video, this part? You can make whatever reaction video you want. Use this content as much as you like. And also make sure that y'all like. Matter of fact, now that we talking about, make sure that y'all like. That's going to help boost the algorithm. Appreciate that. Anthony's wrote, this is good. Anthony's, please do. For real, right? Yeah, push that. Thank you. Stand on business, Yvonne. Bez wrote, every parent not equipped to teach that. Abort mission. Every parent's not equipped to teach that. Bez, just clarify what you're talking about as far as every parent not being equipped to teach that. Yeah, just let me know exactly what you're talking about so I know, so I'm aware that I'm responding to. I'm not sure that I understand what you meant. Abort mission. Urs wrote, LOL, I'm just going off of the Bible. But in the beginning there was God created all, right? I'm just saying. If I create you, I could definitely change your mind. Isn't that what parenting is? Grooming a kid's mind, how they think, which will ultimately determine how they act. Like, isn't that what guiding is? I don't know. All right, we've been on here. Oh my God, it's 10. Yo. All right, I'm leaving y'all with one positive video and then we out of here. Matter of fact, since we're talking about brain control, look at this video. Hold on. We'll finish off with this video right here. Let me get rid of this. Let me get rid of this. Let me get rid of this. This should be it. All right, boom. Let's take a look at this video and then we're getting out of here.
The superior human being keeps their mind on what they want. The superior human being stops the negative thoughts. The superior human being concentrates on excellent performance. Now, somebody will say, well, I've never done it before. How can I concentrate, or how can I recall and relive excellence? Easy, in your imagination. You can pretend and imagine that you've done this before. Pretend that you've already succeeded at this. Think about how you would act if you were a superb success in this area. Walk as though you were a success. In neurolinguistic programming, they find that there is a physiological state or way of walking, talking, and acting that is consistent with every emotional state. And that if you walk and talk and act the same way you would if you felt confident, as we said earlier, you'll actually feel the feelings of confidence that go with the behavior. The natural tendency of human nature is to focus on what is negative and to slide back into what they fear. What is the worst possible outcome? This requires effort. It requires a consistent effort to keep your mind on what you want. Now, most people are lazy. Most people are undisciplined. Most people are not willing to make the effort. So what they do is they have a tendency to slide into thinking about what is the worst thing that can possibly happen. They slide into negativity. That's why the great majority of people today are negative, and very few people are positive.
I don't think that we could have finished off on a more fitting video. I don't know. I don't know. Bez said, lie to yourself. That's what in a lot of ways you got to say that, Bez. I agree with you. So let me, man, that was a deep one. That was a deep one. I got to go back and watch all my affirmations now. I got to create. Matter of fact, we should all create an affirmation video. And this is what I would even recommend to the point that you're making, Bez, which I think is a good point. When you do your affirmations, you have the ability to do them however you want to do them. You can say, I am capable of this. I am capable of that. You could say I'm in health. Oh, wait. Hold on. Did the camera just cut out for a sec? Oh, I thought the camera on my end, it just cut out. But you feel to choose, you could do whatever affirmations that you like. Whatever affirmations that you like. And if you feel the strategy of lying to yourself, if you want to say I'm wealthy, maybe it's not. What if it's not lying to yourself? If you choose to, well, I guess you create whatever affirmations that you want. And a lot of it is going to be determined in the actions. Because even if I sit here and say I'm a millionaire, I just told y'all that earlier in the show that I'm not a millionaire. What if I really am, yo? What if I am, but the money just hasn't arrived yet? Right? What if it's already, what if I, if I make an Amazon order and I say, is this an asset of mine? Once I purchase it and I pay for it, it's an asset of mine, right? Like it's something that I own, it's mine. But I haven't received it yet. So on that note, I'm a trillionaire. Matter of fact, you can't even put a name to it. I'm abundance. That's what I am. I'm abundance. I'm purposeful abundance. That's what I am. I don't want it. Don't just put that. Money ain't everything, right? Money ain't everything. You see the transformation. Money ain't everything. Money is not everything. I wish Dorch was on this chat. I know Queez and Bez probably remember a lot of our conversations. Money ain't everything. Changed my position a while ago. Money ain't everything, man. Money ain't everything. That's the energy that I'm on. All right. Hold on. Anthony's wrote, bye, y'all. I'm going to catch the playback. I missed the last hour. Appreciate you, Anthony's, after this video. Yes, please. I'm chiming in every time I see you, just keeping it on the real. Definitely appreciate that. Salute to you. Make sure that you like and subscribe. I know you're on LinkedIn. I don't know if there's a way to subscribe on LinkedIn, but hopefully you'll get the notifications if you're following the LinkedIn page, or you can go to YouTube and subscribe as well and turn your notifications on to get those. Bez wrote, lie to yourself, LOL. Uncle Brother wrote, FYI, I know it's the end of the week, but my water fast starts today. We'll end it Sunday, end this week and or start next week on an endorphin high. I like that. Oh, we didn't even talk about, we didn't even get to talk about, because I did it and it felt good. It felt good. It was actually easier. It was easier than if you already have disciplined eating habits, I think it's going to be a little easier for you. For me, the biggest challenge that I had was a lot of times I'm working from home. So just out of habit, I'm walking past the kitchen every day, you know what I mean? Every time, just getting ready to grab something, like, oh, can't do that. Anthony's, bro, we see you, bro. Look, let's end it. 45 seconds real quick. Y'all already know the drill. Take these 45 seconds to clear your mind, fill your mind, focus, do your affirmations, do your breath work, whatever it is that you need to do to put yourself in the best mindset to accomplish the goal that we set out earlier in the week, which is to make this our greatest week ever. Do whatever you need to do. We're starting our 45 seconds now. If you're in a safe place, close your eyes. Ready, go. And real quick, hold on. I see that. How do I subscribe? Got to address that. How do you subscribe? You can subscribe right on YouTube. I'm not sure about LinkedIn. Back to the 45 seconds. My fault, y'all. One last breath. Y'all know what it is, what we're here to do. Elevate on purpose, both from an intentional standpoint, as well as elevating our standards. Once we elevate our standards, it allows us to become the leaders that our community, our village, our tribe, our families need now more than ever, ourselves need now more than ever, right? We're talking about being our own leaders, controlling as much of our minds with our discipline as possible, the decisions that we make, and controlling what we can control, as much of it as possible. All right. The only way to do that is to increase our standards, or maybe not the only way, but one way to do it. Also, when we up our standards, it allows us to become those things that we say in affirmations, where we may be lying to ourselves at that time, depending on how you're saying your affirmations. When we up our standards, it allows us to move and gain a certain level of confidence that comes with becoming the people that we need to become in order to accomplish the things that we set out to accomplish. All right. It's the end of the week. This is where we get to that bag and we see what's in our bag. Take a look at it to make sure that we're aligned with our overall purpose as we pursue purposeful abundance, strengthen, honor, onward, and upward. What's in your bag is in your bag. What's in my bag is peace, love, happiness, health, wealth, and in everything we do, integrity. Uncle Brother sent the gang. Beth said, what lie did I tell myself? In the yearbook, I said I was going to make it to the Major League Baseball. I said I was going to make it to the NBA, and I was going to make it to the NFL. I was gonna, but I just decided not to do all the other ones. Duh, that's not a lie. Like, but I guess that's a lie. I don't know. I'm thinking about what lie did I tell myself? I told you that I was gonna be able to do a split. I didn't accomplish that. So I guess that was considered a lie. YouTube under what? Oh, YouTube under what? Come on, my fault. I'm doing a bad job of promoting the show. So YouTube, you can find us, The OG Network. So the OHGI Network. My fault. I didn't realize that it doesn't show this on the LinkedIn. My apologies. But on YouTube, definitely search us, The OHGI Network. You'll see a whole bunch of videos. We're also The OHGI Network on Instagram. If you tap in with us on Instagram, we'll actually add you to the group chat. We haven't been as active, but sometimes we'll throw some stuff in there and converse in there as well. But make sure, YouTube, The OG Network. Appreciate y'all liking, like, hit the subscribe button. As Mama Lay said, turn your notifications on so we can grow, build, and have more of these conversations. So therefore, we can create that safe space to exchange ideas, to where everybody feels comfortable saying what they feel, saying what they think, and exactly why. And, we'll process it. Sometimes we'll have some good takeaways. Maybe you won't take away everything from what a person's saying, but I believe that even if a person's challenging your current way of thinking, something positive is going to come out of that. All right. So Uncle Brother, like I said, sent the gang. Bez sent the LOL. Win. All right. We winning. We winning for what, Bez? Why are we winning? What's the purpose? Nah, let me stop. We're winning. Queen sent the fire emojis. Mama Lay said, have an outstanding weekend, everyone. I'm so amped to see you. Matter of fact, make sure that you follow so I can follow you back on LinkedIn as well. And of course, got to finish off with even though I already said it, Queen sent the fire emojis. We'll see y'all soon. Tap in with the videos. We're gonna break them down, be putting up different segments, different shorts. And we'll see y'all soon. Ew, it's Dak. Just want to thank you for checking out our video and visiting the OG Network. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure that you give us a like. And if you're looking to join a community of inspired individuals striving for purposeful abundance, subscribe. And if you're feeling real